And to think these people are paid journalists. Hello and welcome to another episode of JA is Red. I'm your host Serum, and this is our press conference reaction show. Ah boy. Again I say let's dive into this, but I'm not really enthused for this press reaction show because I think a lot of persons are being paid to do jobs that my three pet dogs could do better. And I mean, I don't want to insult someone, but we get the opportunity, or people in the world get these opportunity to express or ask the questions that the fans want to hear the answers to. And to hear some of these questions in these press conference release, it's ridiculous. I mean, don't forget to like, share, comment on the video, but for now I'm just pissed off as it relates to the whole press conferences since the lockdown. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has transformed into a Manchester United manager. And when I say that, I'm saying that it relates to his demeanor, the way he answers his questions. I support how he goes about dealing with his players. I mean, today the press conference could have easily become an agenda against David De Gea, and I commend Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for sticking by his player and saying, listen, this is not going to be a conference about David. I support him. We have to stick by our players and move forward. And for me, David De Gea is still one of the best keepers in the world on his day. I know the mistake he made on Sunday was, I mean, there's words can't really express how awful that mistake was, but you need to remember, we as fans need to remember that David De Gea has been our player of the season for 4 seasons straight, if I stand corrected. But we can't just lose hope or faith in David. I mean, he's 29. For a goalkeeper that is still relatively young, he just needs the support of the fans. I remember when he just came, it was very rocky, and we supported him then. Sir Alex Ferguson stuck by him, and he turned out to be the shining light in a team that has been poor for many years since Fergie came. So since Fergie left, sorry. So I support what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did for David De Gea. I don't think it is time for call for his head. I know that he needs to get into the game now. It's very important. It's a very important time of the season. If you notice in the title, I mentioned the name as being the qualification, the Champions League Qualification Cup, because that's what it is now. It's 2 matches to a final, and 1 match to a final, and then the Leicester City versus Manchester United match is basically a final. I mean, that is the biggest match of our season, because that is what cements the Champions League spot for me. I know that we still have a chance in the Europa League, but we should be qualifying for the Champions League based on our league form. The league this year has been poor. We have been offered many times to go into 4th place. It's in our hands now, and I think we should just grasp it and go right ahead. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or better yet, I should say, in the press conference, what I should say is that there was one question that was asked. They asked him about Eric Bailly and his situation. And I know I don't like when any player gets injured, whether or not they're playing. And some persons are saying that it doesn't matter whether he plays, yes or no, because he was poor as well. But to be honest with you, I mean, this is an injury. I'm happy to hear that he has recovered. He's going through the protocol. He won't be available for the next few matches, because there's a rule that from you have an head injury and have to come off the field, you have to sit out 7 days before you can consider playing football. So we won't have Eric Bailly as a selection. That is also worrying because our defense line is already thin. It is already poor. Harry Maguire is not looking much better than Chris Smalling, and I'm quoting that from what's his name, Mark Goldbridge from the United Stand. You can check out that channel as well. Yeah, and I think he's being right there in his current form. Harry Maguire's current form, he's no better than a Chris Smalling. I mean, I know the last match I'm being a lot critical of him, but the last match he didn't have a midfield cover, but I say he was very poor, and I think he needs to step up. He needs to marshal that back line. It's 2 games left, and so far when we needed that defense to step up, they haven't stepped up. They haven't stepped up in the Southampton game. They haven't stepped up for us against Chelsea. We need them to step up against West Ham. West Ham is in a current form. David Moyes will come with that hunger to beat his former club. I know us as fans, he never had that opportunity to form a team. He never had the transfer market that he needed. He was fast or rightly fired, but he wasn't afforded that time. So I know that he has a point to prove. His team is also in form. So we need to just go in tomorrow. Forget about Chelsea on Sunday, and remember that this is a cup semi-finals, and we need to just go in and win these semi-finals and win Champions League qualification. As it relates to other news or other topics that I wanted to cover, Manchester United, there is arguments also out there that we should replace De Gea with Romero. Dean Henderson should be considered the number one. As I said, I think De Gea is our number one. He has proven time and time again that he can still be a world-class keeper. It's not time for Dean Henderson as yet. I think he's still a little bit young. Romero, for me, is a number 2 keeper. I don't think he is ready for the Premier League, or I don't think he is actually that good enough to be a consistent Premier League team player. I know that he has great stats, but the statistics only show him playing for weaker games or weaker teams, playing against weaker teams. So, I mean, in matches that he had clean sheets, I would believe that De Gea would have clean sheets as well. So I don't think that he is an adequate person to step up and challenge for that number 1 place. I still think it should belong to David De Gea. Yeah, so a quick recap. Poor press conference. I mean, some very silly questions were asked. Questions such as, how important is it to qualify for the Champions League for Manchester United financially, attracting players? I mean, what a dumb question. I'm sorry, but that question was really... That question, I don't know if you saw it in the intro, but that was the question that sparked that reaction. I mean, these people are being paid to ask questions, and you're going to ask the manager of one of the biggest teams, if not the biggest team in the entire world, how important it is to qualify for Champions League. Wow. But as I said, poor press conference. We're looking forward to tomorrow. Rough match. I want the guys to go in focus, do this for us. I mean, after that lose, we need the W. I don't want to see an L on the board. I'm really depressed, and I need this as a present. Serum out.
Oh, hey, don't forget to like and share, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you can leave a comment while you're at it. Thanks.